What? This is a couple things. So this was my favorite Valentine's Day. My favorite Valentine's Day. Right. So there's one thing is like not to like if you talk about just one my favorite Valentine's Day, and so you how do I say it? If it's your favorite Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
um, my favorite Valentine's Day, man. Oh, okay. Tomorrow, well, let's see, it's 10:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's date is February 13th, 2026. So, in about an hour and 2 minutes, it'll be Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2026. So, a couple years ago. So the main thing is I had got, two packs just to be able to, I was supposed to kind of, so I was telling myself, I'm gonna wait a little bit until around like midnight or so. And so just so I can I can work on my podcast on the actual holiday. Like that be getting me sometimes. I be wanting to work on my podcast on holiday. It's like I work on my podcast whenever I can, but and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I would like to have one for this day, or just when the holiday come, like I want to have one on the holiday, but sometimes it don't be happening like that. But today, like technically, kind of sort of, I can have one on Valentine's Day. So there's a couple things about Valentine's Day, right? One is I gotta make sure this. I just had 91. That was NovantaDUE. This is NovantaDUE. I gotta make sure I'm gonna say NovantaDUE. So on Valentine's Day 2023, Valentine's Day 2023. No. Well, I think I was drawing or something. Um, Valentine's Day 2024, I got my first cigar pipe. So I started puffing cigars and like officially and like more consistently and regularly. That's when I started my podcast and everything in 2023. And then I get to the cigar shop, and one day, like, I noticed the owner. So for me, I don't think about like people try to give like a profound answer or the politically correct answer in regular conversation on just some whatchamacallit, like for why they do certain things. I don't do that. I'm like it look I like because it look cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it look cool. I don't care. I just like that, right? I'm an artist. I focus on aesthetics and stuff like that, right? So like for example, when I had a Jeep, like you can take the front part, the front like that bumper of your Jeep off. Like I had wanted to do it, and then I love tapped. I had love tapped another car. It's like when I first got the Jeep, right? When I first got the Jeep, I love tapped another car, and I was like, well, the bumper got a dent in it. I get that means that was my reason to go ahead. I need to change the chain out anyway. So I ended up getting the one where like it goes up into like it's not a triangle, but it goes up, and the top part is rounded. If you ever see pictures if you see any videos, I got videos of my Jeep here and there. Like you be able to see it, like, and it had like 3 holes in it. Like that one was really cool. But technically, so like one of the little reasonings for like to get it or whatever is to is if you're like on a trail ride, and then if you ever if you ever watch them videos where like the car go psh, like that, bro, there was this like before I got a Jeep, I was watching these videos, right? And I watched this jank, and then I'm like, I don't think a car supposed to roll over like that, right? It threw me off. So like a Jeep is it's a light car. Like it's not heavy, right? A Jeep is not a heavy car. You would think it is based off the size. I'm talking when I say Jeep, I mean Wrangler. I ain't talking about nothing else. If I say Jeep, I mean Wrangler. But lately I've been talking about Gladiators. So if I say Jeep, I'm only referencing Gladiators and Wranglers. But for the most part, Wranglers and Gladiators. That's it, right? So Technically, like when you're on a trail ride, that little bumper thing, that I like it, but technically it's supposed to be on some, like, if the Jeep rolls forward, it's supposed to stop you from rolling all the way forward, and it's supposed to say your Jeep is supposed to then go off to the side, which would be like a safer whatever when it rolls. I did it because it was cool. I didn't get that bumper because of any other reason. I did go mudding, but that was not a design third. Okay, so um, Valentine's Day 2024. Uh, well, it was like a little bit before that. Um, I had seen there's this show called Little Fires Everywhere. Now you know how you can watch something you kind of relate to certain things. So in Little Fires Everywhere, one of the main characters, I think her name is Carrie. I think she's an actress. I think her real name is Carrie Washington. I think it's her. She's an artist, and she's a photographer and stuff like that. And she had a cigar pipe in there, or yeah, she had a pipe. She had a cigar pipe in there. But anyway, around that time, so I didn't really know how to use it. So I watched a video on it, and there was this one guy up here. I don't know his name or nothing like that, but he had one, and he had videos, and he just showed you how to use it. So I'm like, oh, that was cool. I'm like, all right, cool. I went and ordered one, but when I ordered one, it was gonna take, like, like a day or two or something like that. Actually, the one I ordered actually did not end up coming. I ordered like two actually. One I did not use. Well, I don't. I seldom ever use it, and it's like a longer one. It looks cool. It reminds me of like some Indian. It has feathers on it. Like literally has feathers. Like, but I don't really use that one. Anyway, it was getting close around that time. I knew it was February, and then I walked into the cigar shop, and the owner of the cigar shop was puffing a cigar pipe, and I just thought it looked cool. And on the wall, he had like corn cobs, and they were like $10. So I was like, I got a corn cob, and so that was my first time ever trying a cigar pipe was a corn cob, Valentine's Day, 2024, and I didn't know what flavors to try to get or anything like that. So that was a whole nother thing. So my cigar pipe anniversary is technically tomorrow. That's one of the things to look at for Valentine's Day. That's one of whatchamacallits. But with it coming up, with Valentine's Day coming up, bro, I walked in the Dollar Tree today. Dollar Tree was packed. Packed. I'm like, oh, you would have thought the Dollar Tree was a Walmart. The Dollar Tree had like the Dollar Tree was packed, boy. All them red balloons, cards, flowers. Oh my goodness, Dollar Tree was packed today. Everybody trying to get them last minute Valentine's Day gift. Okay, so I'm saying all this to talk about Valentine's Day. I'm telling this one of my favorite Valentine's days. So there's like a couple others that are not like they're not like on Valentine's Day type of thing, but there's like a couple things that are coming to mind that like certain shorties did, and but it wasn't like Valentine's Day, which made me think about like some people like they were like Valentine's Day is not like a big thing for them, but it's because like every day is Valentine's Day, right? So that's like the pinnacle of like a relationship for real, right? Like every day is Valentine's Day, you know. And if you're gonna make love a game, it's one of them. Oh, you're not gonna outdo me in this whatever, right? Those are like the good positive whatchamacallits. Um, like I say that to say that there was this one shorty. It wasn't Valentine's Day, but I remember she was like, okay, I got a surprise for you, and this and the third. And so when I walked into the room, she had like candles out on the room and whatnot. I remember her like she didn't really write poetry, but she used to write. She started writing me poems and stuff. Those are certain things. 'Cause I would like me as an artist. I would draw pictures. You know what I'm saying? So, um, she would every once in a while, not too often, but she was like, yo, she like to write, and she would write me poems, and I would draw her pictures. And one day, like I do remember, it wasn't Valentine's Day. I do remember like she had like the whole setup. She actually did a couple things, but I just like they wasn't Valentine's Day related. Like it was one. I remember walking into the room and there was like candles and stuff and this and that, boom, boom, boom. I remember that instance. Um, Also, like it's just like just I just want to mention because I want to like not mention certain. Like, I would be remiss not to mention certain things, like the whole trench coat thing. Did she actually did the trench coat? Like, so I think there was I don't know, that might have been a Valentine's. I'm not sure. I don't know with the candles because there was some lingerie involved. Or was that the? I don't know. There was also one time I was like, all right, I'm coming in. I'm coming in. I'm gonna be. I think I had got a hotel room and this and the third, boom, boom, boom. And I think I had got the hotel room, and she showed up, knocked on the door, trench coat. But that was like summer. That wasn't a Valentine's Day thing. I do remember getting a hotel room. She coming to the hotel room with the trench coat. But that wasn't Valentine's Day. That wasn't Valentine's Day. I just want to make sure. I just remember it. It's just like those are some things like whatever, right? Every day is Valentine's Day, right? But um, I'm saying a couple things because this is where so I can talk about a whole bunch of stuff without also like worrying about like the memory of my phone and trying to figure out this and third. So like with this one, another thing I remember was somebody said that they want to go to the Scholastic Book Fair at this big old age with adult money. Cause you know the Scholastic Book Fair, like they give you the little booklets. You had to like so you can figure out like, oh, I want this, or I want that, I want this, and then if you do it, don't got the money for it, and this and the third, so you may or may not come up with a diary or a notebook or you know what I'm saying, or any books that you really want. So it's like I want to go to the Scholastic Book Fair with adult money, right? I saw another little thing that was talking about, okay, once y'all got y'all adult money, what y'all start giving, what y'all start doing, what y'all start buying. So you see people who like, I got all this. They got a whole room, a whole wall of stuff like, Shorty be like, I got a whole book. I got my own library now. I got adult money. I got my own, so stuff like that. So for me, I'm coming back to, I'm going to make this come relate back to the Valentine's Day. So like this, like basically I'm saying like the Valentine's Day that I'm going to specifically talk about was like, I say it's like one of my favorite ones because it was like one of the more like top tier like adult ones on some like, oh yeah, I'm doing it like type of thing. So, um, what happened? Uh, so I met her at, it was so this is how we met. It was at it was this, it was a, okay, it's not a Drake, it wasn't a Drake concert. It was like a day party. I forget the exact name of it, but Drake was supposed to do like a walkthrough or something, like, or it wasn't supposed to be nothing like whatever, right? I just remember it was like a day party or something like that. It was like, it was in New York, and it's like a whole, like there's music playing, a whole bunch of people in this one space, there's music playing, this, not there, boom, boom, boom. I don't, whatever. I drove from Jersey to New York, and I get there, it's a whole little event. I forget the actual name for the event, what is what. I just remember Drake was supposed to be doing like a walkthrough. Drake was involved in this. That's all I know, right? So, but I just remember Virgil Abloh was alive at the time, and he was trying to do like the little DJ thing, and he tried to. He made me mad. I ain't gonna hold you. He started playing certain type of music. I was like, what is this? He was trying to get mosh pits going. I was like, bro, what? I was like, what? I was like, this ain't. It did not happen because this was not the vibe or time for that. So that Virgil Abloh was trying to get that stuff. We was like, well, what? Anyway, we all waiting for Drake to come up. So Drake finally gets there, and when Drake gets there, one of the coolest things was, it was like there was like there was like certain Drake songs, like some Drake songs you just kind of gonna know, right? But then there were other Drake songs, and I was like, bro, I don't even know how I know the words for the song, right? And it's just like, you know, those parts where you're supposed to get hype, and so everybody getting hype on certain parts, and what I just remember getting hype on a certain part, and I was like, I don't even know how I know these words. I just remember being hyped though, and everybody in the whole crowd. So like, Drake ended up low key performing. He wasn't supposed to, but he ended up low key performing, right? So anyway, why am I mentioning all this? This is where I met her at, right? So I met her. I remember she had like it was like this blue dress on. I just remember she had like this blue dress on. And so I had seen her. It was like, I'm walking around, this and that, like you just in there. I think I went by myself, I think. Yeah, I think I was there by myself. So, or I'm not, yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I was, whatever. So I just remember I saw her a couple times. So she walked past me a couple times, right? And like I'm pretty sure it was like I saw her at least 2 times. But the first time I saw her, like she had like brown eyes. So she had like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like brown eyes or like brown hair. But it was like, it was like brown eyes. So it was like, I don't know if it was like bro So she had a blue dress and brown eyes, right? That's why I really whatchamacallit, because it was really getting me. Like, I think the first time I saw her, and this I'm romanticizing the story in such a way, right? Just because I just this it's just the thing, right, with storytelling. Anyway, like, so, but literally though, I don't think, I'm not sure how it is for her, but for me, I had seen her. It was like she walked past, and I don't think it was like but looking at me or anything like that. But it's like, like if somebody like kind of like they could walk past you, but they could like look back, type of thing. I feel like she had looked back or something like she had looked back or something like that, and I just remember like the light like shining on her eyes and just this blue dress walking past me. I just remember that, right? And then so there's that. And then it was like the first time I saw her, and then I saw her like again. I'm not sure we like made eye contact or anything like that, but I remember she walked past me twice, and and then I'm sitting here telling myself like, oh my goodness, like, cause then like that was during the day, but then once it got dark, I'm like, okay, and like if the event about to end, I'm like, okay, if I see her one more time, and I really wanted to, but I'm like, if I see her one more time, I'm going to go talk to her, right? So eventually, like, it's dark and it's at third, and then I eventually do see her. I see, cause like with that, like the whole, if you wait until like nighttime and then they like a person could leave the event. It was like a long event. Like I told you, it was daytime. It started in the day and then it got night. So you never know like when they might leave. So anyway, towards the end of the event though, I did see her. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go talk to her. So I go talk to her, and then I get her number, and then I get her number, Instagram, whatever. I get some type of contact information. You know, I get her contact information, and but basically I told her the same thing. I was like, listen, I would have been mad if I didn't talk to you before I left this event, like without like talking, at least trying to talk to you, like know your name or anything like that. Like I told her that I just remember telling her that like I would have been mad at myself. That's how I kind of look at it. I would have been mad at myself if I didn't come talk to you, at least to find out your name and this and the third. So we talked for a little bit, but it's not too much. Go separate ways. So we end up texting and things like that. And then, but she ended up going like away to a whole nother country for like a month. So I'm not going to try to say too much, but that was one of the first times like that was the first time that should let you know that things are different. And that was one of the first times that should you know things are a little different around here. She went away for a month because it's like, well, what do you do that allows you to, just leave for a whole month, right? Because I'm a teacher. At the time, I was a teacher, so I'm like, there's no such thing as like unless it's the summer or something like that, but like no, right? So we ended up talking. I first like this. There are some things I do that's like this was like really cool about the whole thing because I remember our first date or so was like this bar crawl. So we go from one bar to the next, and mind you, it's in New York. So you go a bar crawl is just like you started. It's like a collection of bars, and they gave you a map, and they tell you all the bars that are associated. So if you go to it, then they're going to be like drink specials. So we was like, all right, we're gonna start at this bar, and we're gonna go to different bars, get drinks at each one, and we're taking pictures at the different murals and whatnot. So the funniest thing about this joint was this our first date. So well, it's not the funniest thing, but it was like something that was just really cool. Was we ended up crashing, like people get married, not the wedding crashers, but like it was like we ended up like going to like the reception of some like wedding or something like that, and they had like I don't even remember how we got in there. Well, I don't know why. I don't know whatever it was of like how we got there, but like we get in there and they got one of them things where it take a picture of you, basically like a photo booth, whatever. But it'll also like it'll send the picture to you. So the thing is though, this was our first date. So when we get there with taking the pictures or whatever, I was like, give me a kiss. And so it took a picture. And so one of the coolest things though, what I just like is the fact that it took a picture of our first kiss. Like we have a picture of our first kiss. So like that was just like kind of cool, right? Because you gotta think like the first time you kiss somebody, or you know what I'm saying, first time you do any like those type of things with certain somebody, like is it ever do you probably don't have it documented, right? You just probably don't have it documented. So I think that was one of the like the cool things about the story is the fact that our first kiss, we have a picture of our first kiss or whatever, right? And it gets, I don't know how we got it printed, but it got sent to the phone, or whatever. I just know I have what anyway. So that was that, right? But that was like November-ish or whatever, or something like that. Maybe October-ish. Anyway, fast forward to Valentine's Day. Let's get into the Valentine's Day part. Matter of fact, I should use the other one. I should use the other one because it's more red. It has a reddish tint to it. Let me use that one. So, this is going to be Soggetto NovantaDUE. Soggetto NovantaDUE. No, this because it's more red. Got a red tint to it or something. Welcome to the graffiti jungle. Paolo Pulinque. Benvenuti nella giungla del graffiti. Questo è Impostore Rockstar. It's a fake rockstar chat show. Pensieri Tangenziali, formerly known as Tangential Thoughts chat show. Shout out to my co-host and doggy Evan Bailey. Podcast Sweet Cigar Top Podcast. Actually, the time it is right now is her birthday. That's actually, like, the time it is right now is actually her birthday. That number, boy, I tell you. Podcast Sweet Cigar Top Podcast. Questo è Soggetto NovantaDUE. It's the 92nd. All right. Sono to capo, io sono Chief Gihareh. So, funniest jank was we used to have like little spats or whatever, and so in January. So this is one of the first thing that was funny, right? In January, I could tell things was a little different, and but it was one. This how it basically was gonna go. I was like, all right, if whatchamacallit this and third, I'm not about to be trying. I'm not about to really try for Valentine's Day, right? But it was one of those, like, this is why I kind of look at certain things, like, she, how certain things, how do I say, if you get into an argument or whatever, how do I say this, like, you can make stuff easier. And especially with a woman too, right? Like, a woman can just be like, she gonna be on her best behavior. She ain't, a woman in a certain space, she's not gonna, like, especially if she wants certain things, she ain't about to make stuff harder. She gonna be very, like, whatever, right? So I just remember it was something like that. Something in January was like coming around. It was getting towards the end of January. And I do remember there was like a specific time I was like, okay, yeah. She making sure we're gonna have Valentine's. She gonna have Valentine's Day. So it was on she was on her best behavior type thing. And if it was about to be like an argument or a disagreement, this and the third, she was not about to, like, make it any type of, basically, because the way things were, like, if basically that's what I'm saying, like, if I had got mad or if I didn't whatchamacallit, it would have been very well like, all right, yeah, I ain't about to do nothing. So it's just one of them type of vibes. And so she was on her jank, like, she was making sure that, nah, we're gonna keep things up, we're gonna keep things good, we're gonna keep things like even if, like, basically I'm almost saying, even on some getting close to that day and this and that third, on some like if I don't try, she's gonna fill in that time. Like she's gonna make sure that she's putting in more effort to make sure that things are good, that we're good, and that whatchamacallit, because we didn't really talk about like if I was gonna do anything for Valentine's Day. So she's a little unsure. So but she gonna make sure that like she's doing her part to make sure we good no matter what. Like so basically like around this time there ain't nothing that you can do that can really like mess this up because she gonna be trying, she gonna be putting in some effort. So it's like I just remember that happened around January. So now the thing was, I think, based off of like how you got to pay your bills and stuff like that, I think it was something like that. I think that was the only reason I had to like I didn't do everything like I wanted to get certain stuff on time. So I think um, I ended up doing a couple things. I ended up making reservations at a at this restaurant, and it was like the whatchamacallit about it was that it was on the water, right? So mind you, trying to get a reservation at a restaurant in New York on the water, and it's already so I was already like that, right? It was like I'm calling different places like, yeah, we're full, we're packed. I'm like, oh my goodness, right? So there was that. I ended up getting her. I couldn't get her like when the big ones, because you want to get like the big ones. The big ones, the big teddy bears and the big whatever, they cost like $50 or whatever. So I ended up getting like those are gone. I'm not even sure if I was really looking for the bear. I ended up getting her sloths, but I think she likes sloths. But I didn't get like the real big one like I wanted to. So I got like a it's big, but it won't like. Nah, it was pretty big. I got her big sloth. I got her big sloth. It was big for her. It was big for her. The sloth was like half her body. I got her that one, but I wanted a bigger one. And I got two smaller ones, I think. So I got that, and then of course like the other stuff. And I always have like I got this video of me like I set everything up. I think I brought my speaker. I ain't even gonna tell you the whole setup of like her whatchamacallit, but I get all the way up to the condo, and on Valentine's Day, I get her a dress. I get her this red dress. I got the sloths. I got the big sloth and the other little sloths. Of course, you gotta get some chocolate and flowers. Those are the standards, right? Those are the standards. The bear, the chocolate, the flowers, right? Those are the standards. I'm not sure about in a car. Let me see, bear, chocolate, flowers in a card. Those are like just you gotta get those, right? I got the sloth, the big sloth, and the other little sloth, and the other two little sloths. I think I set all that up by the door, and then and the red dress. I got her a red dress, right? I set all that up by the door. I had the classic, I had a black suit, white shirt, red tie. Got the shiny black shoes on. Got my shiny black shoes on. And then I got my speaker, and I put my speaker by the door. I set all the gifts up, put my speaker by the door, and then I had this song playing. One of my favorite songs. Dun 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 dun. That's all I ask of you. So I got that song playing, right? So I got the song playing. I knock on the door, and then so she opens the door. She opens the door. She sees everything. She shuts the door. And then she opens the door, and then she jumps over the stuff, and then she jumps into my arms and gives me a hug. So then I'm like, all right, well, we have reservations. I got you. I give her the dress and everything. We go out to eat. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because this one, like, you got adult money doing adult big things, right? So I don't know nothing about certain stuff, but it's just like I just want to be here. You know, well, we here now. You know what I'm saying? Certain things she's more accustomed to certain things. I just kind of sort of wasn't. So I think that it was still cool. Like aesthetically, like we look like we should be there, but like I'm saying that in the sense of like we had oysters, and so I remember her teaching me how to eat the oysters or like the stuff to put on it or whatever, and then whatever you got to do with the little John. I remember we had oysters, and of course you gotta get some pictures and whatnot. I had to take a couple pictures of her. You know, that's the one Jane, my view. You gotta take a picture of her. You don't have to, but she had the dress fit perfectly. The dress fit her perfectly. And then she also had like she had this fur. I don't know how to, it's like she had this fur. It's not a, it was fur. She had some fur. And she was like, I don't usually have a chance or opportunity to wear something like this. Or it was that and the fact that like, you know, she was like, this is the perfect time to put this on. So I gave her the red dress, but she put this fur on top of like the whatchamacallit. So it was just some, like those pictures is like the flyest Valentine's Day pictures I ever took. And of course, I had the black suit, and it's really like a burgundy tie. I want to say it was a red. It's a deep red. It's a burgundy tie, but it matched her dress. I got her the dress, so we was gonna whatchamacallit regardless. And then she put that fur on. Like it was some fly pictures we took. The one thing I do remember, like outside of the oysters, it's cool because the shit. The restaurant is on the water. Well, I think it's what they call the harbor in New York. So, like, you got that view. And then, but you would need you can look out and see the water and the boats and whatnot. But we wasn't like our table wasn't like on the pier. Mind you, it's in New York, so I think it might have been cold. I don't think you want to be outside anyway. But our table wasn't near like the window, but you could still look out and see the water. I do just remember, as fancy as this restaurant was, the chairs were not comfortable. Like the chairs were not comfortable, bro. I remember that being the whole thing. And then afterwards, we went. We had a photo shoot. Nah, but for real, she's one of like I have a Polaroid camera, but she was like the first person I knew that had like a Polaroid camera. And so she was like, yeah, we had a photo shoot. It was pretty cool. That was dope. But outside of that was probably the dopest Valentine's Day I had. Like, but those are the type of things where I'm saying like trying to think or just reminisce. But with it being Valentine's Day, just talk about like other, because it's like, well, what about like my first love. I don't remember. Which kind of like gets me up, which throws me off a little bit. Like my first love, so you know, like your introduction to love and stuff like that, different. I always, I don't remember a Valentine's Day with her, which is like that's a thing, right? That should be like, how do I not whatchamacallit? But I just remember overall, for me, that's why I always like love should be easy, because our relationship was easy, and I just like that was my first introduction for love. So whenever it's something like difficult or tough and this and that, like I don't resonate with it because I'm like, nah, my first love was very easy, and that's why I don't go. I don't like to deal with other stuff that ain't whatchamacallit. But I don't remember a Valentine's Day with her. But we was in college, so it was like I don't think it was like anything very extravagant. And then outside of that, that's why I think the one shorty, I when she did the other shorty, I don't think that was Valentine's Day. I just don't. It may have, but timing wise, I'm just not sure. Other than that, uh, I like that in my adult years. Cause outside of that, and it's like your adult years. Like what other Valentine's Day do you actually remember? And then those are just like those are just ones that I kind of just like remember. And just to go back with her, the only thing is like you know like it's the like the overall feeling is just I just know with her I probably I the only thing I tell myself is I could have tried a little harder. The only thing I tell myself is I could have tried a little harder. She like to this day she I think about her um just even knowing her, knowing who she is and coming in contact with her is like it's a lot of like other little life lessons. Like I think somebody once said it like even if without whatchamacallit, she's still someone that's, you know, good to know. And so the other thing I kind of look at life though is on some for the most part I like I try to like you know like you hold yourself accountable type of thing. So even if I like mess something up or this and the third, well I'm just I'll take it in the sense of like, well, that I messed that up this and the third. There's no for me to I just like keep moving in life. Um so but I think about parts of like things that she was doing, her life, how she lived, and it's just motivational. Like it's really motivational to know somebody like her. Like even that's why if I even got that like that's why I do YouTube and whatnot. She she used to travel. Like I told you, when I first met her, I met her and then she was like, yeah, I'm leaving for a month. But she used to do that like every other month. She would just be up and gone and she has this app that keeps track of how many places you've been in, like how much of the world you've seen. And she has an app for that. Like just like there were just certain things, bro. Um she used to like she used to try to make her little vlogs and her stuff like that. And it's like she can and she just I don't think she just doesn't like she I remember she made one vlog And she made one vlog when she went to like Japan or something, or yeah, I think she went to Japan. She made a vlog. But she does like as many places that she's been. She doesn't have a vlog for every place that she's been, and I like it's certain things. I can say and tell you certain things about her, but like Beyonce has a clothing line, right? I didn't know that until I met her. And if you know anything about it, she had Beyonce clothing. Like I'm trying to I'm telling you certain things about her to let you know like the type of lifestyle she lives, bro. She travels a different country every month and she'll be there for like a month. She has Beyonce's clothing line. And she was like, bro, she was different, bro. And then like when it comes down to the pictures and one of the like and then like when I think about her too, like it's on some like there's a picture that she has on her Instagram. You know those the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis. I thought I was gonna say it right the first time. Aurora Borealis, that type of thing, bro. Hold up. She has that. It is to me, and this is to me, in my opinion. Like, and now, like, there are some people who are able to capture it. Like, being able to capture the Aurora Borealis, there's things that you got to do with your camera. You have your camera on certain settings, and second, third. Bro, this one, and so that's to, like, get it clear. But even just to be able to take a picture and capture it, bro, she has one of the toughest pictures, and it's blurry. Blurry, but you get the picture. She got, of course, like, if you up there and it's cold, she got the fur coat. Well, not the fur coat. It's a coat, but with the fur on the hood, she got one of them James. Bundled up, right? Boom. And so she looking back at the camera like this, and you see the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, and it's all like, bro, she got one of the most fire that picture's like ingrained in my head, bro. She used to send me stuff, like, I think she went on this safari trip one time. And so she took like pictures, like, how do I say this? Like it's the safari and the lions and all this and the third. And so she was taking pictures through her telescope, like the binoculars. She was taking pictures through the binoculars. She motivates me, bro. She motivates me, bro. She motivates me. But that was that was one of my favorite Valentines. Well, all right, that's one that I really remember as my favorite Valentine. I just kind of messed certain other parts up. I messed other certain parts up, but that's one of my favorite Valentines. Well, that is my favorite Valentine. It was like, you got adult money and you doing adult big things. Closest to how you wanted, like this and the third. That junk was fire, bro. That Valentine's Day was fire. Dinner on the water in New York. I pop up, give it a dress. She throwing a nice accent piece and heels. Yeah, I don't think I got the heels. I just think I got the dress. I think she had um, the fur coat. Not the fur coat. That fur, whatever that fur thing is, bro. It was fly. It was fly as hell that day. And then like, in New York they got the tree. I think we did take pictures by the tree. I think that was the whole thing. I'm not sure what the whatchamacallit was. But we just went out into the city. We walking along the streets, you know, it's packed. We got a picture by the tree, the tree lighting in New York. That was fire. She's literally, you know, like whatever she wants to do in life, she just has that, you know, capability. She really motivates me, bro. Just knowing her. Just the fact I even know her. I know her. Like right now, she could be in a whole nother country. 'Cause she usually is. Right now, she could be in a whole nother country. She usually is. That is one shorty. I'm trying to remember, like, trying if I did anything, go out any big. I just know that was like the biggest, closest to whatever. If I go back to the other one, I know it was something, but I just don't think it was like the same scale. Like, um, what happened? So if I go back to the other one who did the with the candle lights and whatnot and the trench coat, I remember I did pop up with her one time and I gave her a dress and we went somewhere. But I don't remember where we went. And I'm not sure if what I got her fit. I guess other little nice gestures. And there's one shorty. She made a box. She made a box of but she was going away. Now her is on some like I could have one the other one I was on, she was like I could have tried harder. With her I could have treated her a little better. Which is how I carry things or anything like that. She was what was she? She was going away. She had to go away for a little minute. And so before that, she had made some things and wrote some stuff, and it was basically almost like I guess like a love box, you know, just so I could remember her and think about if I ever wanted to think about her, remember her, any stuff like that. It was that. I'm hoping that but I think I at least wrote one or two. Because I think I could write one or two. I think I have at least wrote her one or two letters or something like that. I forget. She had to go away for a little minute. When she came back, that was the whole thing. That's why I said I could have did her. I could have did better. Hold on. Other one, I don't know what we did. We had to have did something. I don't know where we went. I do remember. There was another one. We don't have good pictures. We don't have good pictures of. We got good pictures from other little holidays and stuff like that. We have some good pictures, but I don't think we had a good picture for Valentine's Day. Like, just the lighting and stuff like that. And I don't remember exactly what we did. I just remember her having a red dress and a black, something to go over top of it or something. I don't want to say a blazer. It had to be I would have to look at the picture to kind of tell what it was. It was some little black top over top of her red dress. And I'm not sure what we did or where we went. But I'm pretty sure we had, but I'm just trying to think. We had, with the one I'm mentioning now, we had really dope pictures for Christmas, I think. I think we had really dope pictures for Christmas. Um, but those are just Valentine's Day and related stories. So I guess I would have to put that one as my best and my favorite. This is Soggetto NovantaDUE.